switch things up. Get started in child's pose if that feels like a restful place for you to start. If not, then you can find a seat or sit on your knees. I'll give you guys a little bit of music. So once you're in child's pose, go ahead and see if you can send your seat just a little further back towards your heels, but at the same time, inch your fingertips further forward away from that sensation. Yeah, so you make it a little bit more active if that's what you're feeling. Make it a little more efficient. And you might even start to press the pads of your fingers into the ground a little more to allow your palms to almost like tent up away from the ground. And you might feel as a result, your shoulders turn on, your forearms start to engage as they lift up off the mat. And then take one big breath in to fill all the way up. Bigger exhale to release, to empty. And see if you can keep this an active child's pose. Keep sending your hips back, but then walk your hands over to the right. And then inch your left fingertips just a little bit further to deepen that stretch through the left side. And then walk your hands over to the left, but reach a little bit further with your right fingertips. And you might even think about like leaning into that stretch. Like think about leaning over towards the right slightly to deepen it. Bring your hands back through center. Rock your way up to hands and knees, tabletop pose. Spread your fingers nice and wide apart. Think about that grip of your hands on the ground. Again, pressing the pads of your fingers. Tuck your toes. And send your hips up and back, downward facing dog. If you need to readjust where the hands land, maybe you take them a little wider, that's okay. You can take the feet even a little bit wider for support, bend the knees a little more. Shake the head, yes and no. And then start to walk your hands back towards your feet. Just land in a forward fold. Even bigger bend in the knees to soften. Walk your hands over to the right. And then over to the left. And then back through center. Bend your knees even more here to then just slowly, one vertebra at a time, if that feels okay, roll all the way up to standing. Turn your palms forward to let the collarbones broaden. Shrug your shoulders as you breathe in. Open your mouth. Empty out. And reach the hands out and up. Move just a little bit faster, but match movement with breath. Right hand to your left wrist, lean over to the right. And back up through center. Left hand to right wrist, lean to the left. Back up through center, breathe in, hook the thumbs overhead, take the elbows wide, lift the chest, maybe even lift the chin. And then bend through the knees to fold in half. Think hinging at the hips. And then let the head drop. Halfway lift, take a breath in, hands to your shins, heart forward. And then walk your hands back to that downward facing dog. And then once you're here, lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog. Just to your degree, doesn't have to be super high. You can roll the ankle, wiggle the toe. And then step right foot to your right thumb, either in one big step or a few. And then drop your left knee down, sweep the arms high, take a breath in to rise. And then on your exhale, left hand forward, right hand goes back, twist to the right. It's nice and easy. Rise back up on the inhale. And then bring your hands down inside your right foot on your exhale. Tuck the back toes, lift the knee off the earth. And then spin your back heel down, come up, warrior two. Bending through the right knee. Take a breath in to straighten both legs and reach the arms high overhead. And then use your exhale to sink back down, warrior two. Do that 2 more times. Rise up on the inhale. Sink on your exhale. Last one, match movement with breath. Inhale to rise. And then exhale to sink down. Now on your inhale, straighten your legs. Pick your right toes up. Let them parallel the left, facing the long edge of your mat. Take a breath in. Maybe even interlace the fingers overhead. Flip the palms up. Look up. And then exhale, fold forward. Bow the chest down. And let the head drop. Maybe again, shake it yes, shake it no. Let gravity do a little work. Find that release. And then walk your hands under your shoulders, halfway lift. Take a breath in. And then just bend through your left knee. Find a side lunge here. It doesn't have to be really big. Take an inhale to reach the top of your head further forward. And then look to your right foot. Frame it. Low lunge. But keep your back knee off the ground. Take a breath in. And then step your left foot up to meet your right. You're now at the top of your mat and you fold. Take a halfway lift. Inhale to lengthen. Bring your hands to your hips and stand all the way up. Sweeping the arms out and up, you'll rise, grow even taller. And bring your hands to your heart center right here. Pause. Now you'll shift the weight into the left foot. Pick the right knee up, hip height. Create that 90-degree angle. Asking the right hip to do a little more work. Reach the hands high as you breathe in. And like you did before, you twist. Left hand forward, right hand goes back. A little bit of a play with balance. Now reach both arms up. Press the right heel forward. Maybe lift the right toes a little higher. Take one more breath in. And just step your right foot next to the left. Land in mountain pose. Palms face forward. Again, shrug the shoulders. Open your mouth. Sweep the arms out and up. Stand up tall. And then bend your knees. Sit back into chair pose. Finding a little bit more flow with breath. Stay for the inhale. Exhale, tip your chest forward. Sweep your arms back like wings. 2 more like that. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, tip forward and you sweep. Last one, breathe in and rise. Tip forward and sweep. Stand all the way up. Hook the thumbs, elbows wide. Lift the chest, maybe lift the chin. And then through soft knees, hinge at the hips. Fold forward. Take a halfway lift, get long through the spine. And you can plant your hands, just step the left foot back into that lunge, returning. Dropping the left knee this time. Sweep the arms up, take a breath in to rise. Bring your right knee to meet the left. So you're gonna stay here on your knees, reach the hands up, take a breath in. Now think about one long line from your knees out through the top of your head. Now, rather than that line folding, I want you to keep it nice and long. You're just going to tip it back and come back up. And we're going to add the arms. Take a breath in. Now, as you exhale, press the tops of your feet down to lean that structure back, but reach your hands forward. It might just be like 2 inches. You'll feel the top of your legs turn on. And then use your inhale to rise back up. Big breath in, arms overhead. Do that 2 more times. Exhale to tip back, belly engages. 1 more like that. Inhale, rise up, breathe in. And exhale, soften the face, even in a moment of challenge, tip back. And then rise up, full inhale. Walk the hands forward onto the earth, tabletop pose. Pausing here, now lift the chest, find cow. And exhale, press into your hands and round your back, drop your head, cat. Back to neutral. Place the hands with firm support, tuck your toes, hips up and back, downward facing dog. Pause here, breath in, long exhale. Now you get to lift the left leg up and back to your degree and roll the ankle, wiggle the toe. 1 more big inhale, maybe even start to lift the right heel. It helps to create more space to step your left foot forward. Now you drop the right knee down, sweeping the arms high overhead. And then on your exhale, right hand forward, left hand behind you, you twist to the left. Reach hands back high overhead. And then bring the hands inside the left foot. Tuck the back toes and lift the knee off the ground, pausing in this lizard. And then spin the back heel down, rise up, warrior 2. Setting up your base. And we start to find a little flow. Use the inhale, straighten the legs, reach the arms high. And then exhale sinks you back down to warrior 2. 2 more like that on your own, breathing in. Long breath out. Last one. And then you start to straighten the legs, pick the left toes up. Let them parallel the right, you face the side. This time, take your arms out like the letter T. And then start to spin your thumbs down, your palms face back. Now, keep that, but arms done along your sides. Now, rather than letting your shoulder heads dip forward, I want you to slightly draw them back. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Think about pressing your hands back into something. Now, even though there's nothing there, take 1 more breath in. Now just bend at the elbows, palm over palm, right at your low back. You might stay here or interlace the fingers and press your palms together. Maybe even straighten the arms, but the arms straight, not the goal. Chest open is the goal. Take 1 more inhale right here, and you can keep or release that bind as you fold forward. With legs wide, you can drop your head. Again, shake it out, yes. And no, soften the knees if you need to. And then if you have that bind, release it. Walk hands under shoulders, think halfway lift in the spine. And then bend your right knee, that side lunge. Stay here, take 1 more breath in to get even longer. And then see your left foot, frame it at the top of your mat. Pick the back heel up. You're looking forward on the inhale. And then use your exhale to step right foot up to meet the left. Halfway lift, hands to your shins, heart forward. Hands catch your hips and stand all the way up. You rise, sweep the arms out and up, grow a little taller. Bring your hands to your heart center, right? As you start to shift the weight into your right foot, pick the left knee up hip height. Maybe even consider flexing through the foot. So it's active. And then reach the hands up and overhead. Exhale, right hand forward, left hand back, twist to the left. Play with balance here. And then you'll rise back up, face the front, and then press your left heel forward. Try not to tip back. Take one more inhale. Can the toes lift up? And then drop that foot. Arms down along your sides, palms forward. Pause. Breathe in to shrug the shoulders. Open the mouth to soften. Sweep the arms out and up. You'll stand up tall. Sit back into chair pose. Bend your knees. Stay with your breath. You have 3 here. Inhale to lift the heart higher. Exhale, tip it forward. Sweep the arms back. 2 more. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tip and sweep. Last one. Breathe in. Breathe out. Maybe even pick the heels up. Play with balance. And then drop them down. Stand all the way up. Hook the thumbs overhead, elbows wide, lift the chest. And then exhale through soft knees, fold forward. Take a halfway lift, get long through the spine. Plant your hands and step the right foot back into a lunge, returning to that shape. And then you just drop that right knee down, reach the arms up overhead. Bring the left knee to meet the right. And then you've got that same thing 3 more times. Inhale, start to sit up a little taller. And then exhale, tip it back, reach the hands forward. That's the thing I speak of. Not that whole entire sequence 3 more times. We'd be here forever. Rise back up. And then exhale, tip it back, hands forward, belly engage. Last one, rise up. And exhale, tip it back. Rising up on the inhale, maybe hook the thumbs one last time, elbows wide, and then walk the hands forward into tabletop pose, and then slowly shift forward to a plank on your knees. Now, see if you can broaden through the chest right here, and then use your entire exhale, let it be so slow. Elbows graze your sides as you lower all the way down to the ground. Really point your toes back. Take your hands a little wider apart. Think elbows stacking over wrists, and you get to tent the palms. They lift up off the ground. Take a breath in to find that wide cobra. You rise, and then exhale, release, forehead to the earth. And then we add a little movement here. Inhale, lift through the chest. Dip your left shoulder forward, look to the right. Inhale, back up through center. Look to the left, dip your right shoulder forward. Back up through center. And then return forehead to the ground. This time, slide your hand over hand. And then your forehead releases on top of that. Let your heels splay out. Toes slightly come in. Let your sacrum release. The muscles in your face soften. Pause for a moment. Take a big breath in to fill up. Open your mouth. Empty it out. And if this feels like where you want to stay, like what your nervous system, your body is craving, you stay for a few more moments, or as long as you need. And if you're ready for just a little bit more, some more asanas or more postures, slide your hands under your shoulders. Make your way back into hands and knees, tabletop pose. Again, spread your fingers nice and wide, right underneath your shoulders. Lift your heart, find cow on the inhale. Press into your hands, round your back, drop your head, find cat on the exhale. And then come back to neutral. Send your right leg behind you, let it float. And then start to bend the knee 90 degrees. Take a breath in to press that heel up just a little higher. And then on your exhale, snug your right knee behind your left, like you were crossing your knees in a chair. Take your feet a little wider apart, and then rock your chest forward. And like you were in child's pose, pull your seat back, but with your knees crossed. Now, of course, you won't go as low, right? But it's just this sort of different sensation in the hips as you drive your hips back and your hands still reach forward. Try not to round too much. Can you think about sending your chest beyond your fingertips? Even as you pull your hips back, maybe 1 more millimeter. When you breathe, stay full inhale. Maybe even open up your mouth. If you're holding tension there, soften it. And then shift the weight back forward onto that left knee. Send that right leg back behind you where you started. Let it float for a moment. And then tuck your right toes onto the ground. Press back through your right heel. And then spin that heel down. You can even turn the left toes out slightly to the left. Reach the right arm up. You'll open up to the right. And then send right arm forward alongside your ear. Maybe even bend the elbow. Let the arm drape over the head. And then reach the right hand back up. Take a breath in. Maybe even open the chest towards the ceiling. And then let the right hand come back. Right knee comes back. Tabletop pose. Reset here. Lift the heart for the inhale. Press into your hands and round your back for the exhale. Come back to neutral, and then it's your left leg that goes behind you. Let it float. Bend the knee 90 degrees. Keep the belly strong even as you press the left heel up just a little bit to turn that left hip on. 1 more breath in. And you get to find the release. Snug the left knee behind the right. Feet go a little wider apart. Rock the chest forward. Pull the hips back. You can let the head drop if that feels good, but like I said before, try not to round too much. Think about someone driving your hips back or like pulling your hips back as your heart stretches forward to counter. Full breath in. Full breath out. And then you'll rock back forward. Send the left leg long behind you for a moment. And then you get to tuck the left toes onto the ground. Keep that leg long, but press back through the heel. And then spin it down towards the ground. Left arm will rise. Reach the left arm over your ear. Maybe even bend the left elbow. Let the arm drape over the head. Reach the left hand back up. Maybe even open the chest. And then you'll slowly return back to hands and knees. And you have a few rounds of breath here to take anything else you wish. Maybe it's cat-cow. Maybe it's lateral movements, side to side. Rolling the head. And then just meet me in a seat. Swinging the legs around in front of you. Taking just one shin in front of the other, hands to your knees. Sitting up nice and tall, breathe in through your nose. Open up your mouth. And we'll almost end with one little breathing exercise. It's called Nadi Shodhana, to balance right and left. You can breathe normally if that's not something in the cards for you today and you'd rather just sit and pause. If you'd like something new, something different, you can take your right hand, your thumb, your pointer finger, like you're making a hang 10 symbol, and then just start to bring your pinky finger to your left nostril, plugging your left nostril. So just breathe in through the right, sitting up nice and tall. Plug the right nostril and then breathe out through the left. You're just alternating sides. Breathe in through the left. Plug, switch, and breathe out through the right. Breathe in through the right. Switch, breathe out left. Breathe in left. Switch, breathe out right. Breathe in right. Switch and breathe out. Take about 2 more rounds like that on your own. End by breathing out through your left. And then just bring your right hand back down. Release it. Then breathe in through both. Fill all the way up. Open up your mouth. And breathe out. Do that one more time. Breathe all the way in. Mouth open. Clear it out. Take your legs long out in front of you. Give them a little shake. Maybe even a little bit of a massage. Make sure you have enough space behind you. You'll slowly make your way to the ground. Find the earth on your back. Once you're there, take your arms overhead. Toes point forward. One big long body stretch. Take one more inhale. Open your mouth and breathe. Maybe even start to take your hands over to the right so you get a little bit of a stretch through the left side. Play with it a little bit and then slowly come back through center. Take your hands over to the left. Keep pointing your toes forward so you can deepen that stretch. Come back through center. One big long body stretch one last time. Pull everything apart. Toes. Your hands. And take your arms down along your sides. You get to release into your final rest, unless you need any final shapes, of course, that allow you to get there. Let your palms flip up. Let your ankles soften. Let the muscles in the face soften. Notice how your nervous system, maybe even your mind, respond to stillness. Allow your next breath just be a little bit bigger. Send just a little more energy to your fingers, to your toes. Slow, subtle movements. Start to bend your knees. Roll to the side of your choice and pause. And then press yourself up to find a seat. Get nice and tall. You might even bring your hands together in front of your heart. Knowing that no effort is ever wasted. So maybe you choose something you'd like to take with you from your practice today. Maybe it's even just one word, some sort of intention for the rest of your day, the rest of your week. Whatever that word may be, keep it in your mind. Take a breath in. Open your mouth. And bring your thumb tips to the center of your forehead if you choose to. As always, letting this practice be your time to cultivate just a little more kindness. Most importantly, towards yourself. Namaste.